It says, when they came to a crowd, a man approached Jesus and knelt before them. "Lord, have mercy on my son," he said. "He has seizures and is suffering greatly. He often falls into the fire or into water. I brought him to your disciples, but they could not heal him." "You unbelieving and perverse generation," Jesus replied, "how long shall I stay with you? How long should I put up with you? Bring the boy to me." And Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of the boy, and he was healed in that very moment. Then the disciples came to Jesus in private and asked, "Why could we not drive it out?" He replied, "Because you have so little faith. Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can speak to this mountain and say, 'Move from here to here,' and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you." What mountain is Jesus talking about? I could just see him turning around and pointing back to the mountain that they just came down. This mountain, the one that you just conquered, the one that reveals the truth of who I am and who you are. The climb isn't for you. The view, the vision isn't for you. What you learned at the top is for a people who are coming up from the bottom. As you go back down the mountain, you have a job to do. There are people on the way up that you need to stop and encourage. There's people that need what you have, that need you to fill up their water bottles, to refresh them and tell them that they can do it. There's people who are lost and broken and injured and trying to find their way. There are people who are cliffed out that need rescuing. They're stuck and they need you. There are people who are halfway up the mountain that need the encouragement that you have. And friends, there's not a lot of room at the summit. I've done quite a few summit hikes, I can tell you this. There's not a lot of room up there for you to stay. You can't stay there. You have a responsibility to go back down to the bottom. And for those that are waiting for you to conquer your mountain so that you can help them with theirs. Over 500 times through Scripture, mountains are mentioned in the Bible. We see them all throughout Genesis to Revelations, where God used mountains to meet us, for people to come up to meet God, and for him to come down to show us who he is. Whatever mountain you're facing, God's going to meet you there. New beginnings with Noah, provision with Abraham, power with Elijah, new promises with Moses, from the cross to Revelations. God meets you on the mountain, not just for you and me, but for generations to come.